And we're ready whenever you are.
Good evening, and thank you for attending tonight's city council meeting. For those who are attending remotely, the camera in the council chamber is set up to show those attending in person tonight. The platform we are using has a raised hand feature. You will notice a picture of a hand in the upper right-hand corner. When we reach the point in the meeting where the public has the opportunity to address council, you can click that button, giving your opportunity to address council. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
Kathy, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Skelly,
Here.
Councilor Dillabaugh,
Here.
Councilor Fisher,
Here.
Councilor Kennedy,
Here.
Councilor Powers,
Here.
Councilor Reich,
Here.
Councilor Scamperly,
Here.
quorum present.
Kathy, if I may, just for a second. Unfortunately, I do have to log off the meeting at 6:45. I just wanted to make the public aware, and I did send out an email to council and the city manager this morning.
That's fine.
Thank you.
We do not have any presentations tonight. We do not have any proclamations this evening. We have one public hearing tonight. It is a public hearing regarding ordinance to amend chapter 149 entitled Parks of the Code of the City of Ogdensburg. It's going to open to the public hearing up now. Like come down to fully for 5 minutes.
What's the changes being made?
I don't know, I can't.
I don't think there's many changes, Doug. I think it's just we're codifying times.
That's all I'm asking. It's here, a public hearing entitled Parks. I'm just asking what parts of it are being changed, that's all.
I don't know. Sorry, you didn't get it.
Andrea, could you,
Probably when the resolution's up, Will.
can you speak to that? That's a legitimate question. I mean, it's a public hearing, so if Andrea could explain it, or Mark, or whomever.
Do you have all the changes with you, Andrea, or?
So I went through them, an overview of them at the last meeting, and are they not with the agenda for the public?
Yeah, they are with the agenda.
So there's a number of small changes. And so, but largely the big change is that the Greenbelt Park, Morissette Park, is no longer going to be exempt from the closure. So it will close like all of our other parks at 11 p.m. unless it has a special permit for an event. We're cleaning up some of the language with regard to seeing iDog is being changed to service animal. The dates of the marina are not changing, but instead of listing each and every month, we're just using the language that we use in the lease agreements and on our website, which is May 1 to October 1. We are allowing the city to charge a fee for camping in the park if camping is allowed or permitted as part of an event, which there are very few of those, but this will allow the city to charge a fee for those that want to have tenting in the park associated with events. That's more common now that we have fishing tournaments. So there's that. And then it also deletes the language that pertains to the skate park, which is specific to its location. Those are the high level overview, which was detailed in length at our previous meeting at the call for the public hearing.
Anyone else?
Mayor Skelly, I just got somebody texting me, they can't hear you as well on the microphone. If you could speak in that, I think you sound fine, but.
Right here.
Well, it is. It's very it's not coming across all that well. I'm having difficulty myself at times. I mean, it's clear, but it's just not loud enough to be able to decipher some words and whatnot.
Kathy, is there anyone remotely?
I do not see any hands raised.
I'll declare this public hearing closed. And this brings us to personal appearance. Time and ending. I'm just voting, we have 5 minutes. Anyone remotely?
I do not see any hands raised.
And this brings us to correspondence. Do we have any correspondence?
We do not.
Next, we have our consent agenda. Claims is enumerated in general fund warrant number 17-2022, the amount of $789,065.47. Library warrant number 17-2022, the amount of $0. And capital fund warrant number 17-2022, the amount of $57,601.84. And community development fund warrant 2022, the amount of $1,151.96. And community renewal fund warrant number 17-2022, in the amount of $0, as audited, be and the same hereby are ordered paid. I so moved.
I'll second it.
Kathy, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Skelly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Kennedy,
Yes.
Counselor Powers,
Yes.
Counselor Reish,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
approved.
We do not have any appointments tonight, so that brings us to items for council action. First item of business will be read by Director of Planning and Development, Andrew Smith.
It's an ordinance to amend Chapter 149 entitled Parks of the Code of the City of Ogdensburg.
I'll move that. I think we had an explanation already.
Second.
Kathy, will you please call the roll?
Counselor Kennedy,
Yes.
Counselor Powers,
Yes.
Counselor Reish,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Mayor Skelly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
approved.
Just a note on that, at least the electronic version, you have Counselor Powers twice. Oh, Counselor Fisher's twice as well.
They
I'm
don't
not
have
sure.
Counselor Kennedy. They don't have Counselor Kennedy on it.
Oh, your cover page. Okay. We'll take care of that, sir. Thank you.
Our next item of business will be read by City Manager Stephen Jelly.
Good evening, Mayor. City Comptroller Angela Gray is going to read the two preliminary budget introductions on my behalf.
So good evening. This is a resolution to accept the 2023 preliminary water budget, whereas as required by the city charter, the city manager has submitted a preliminary water budget for the fiscal year 2023 to the city council on or before November 1st, 2022. Now therefore be it resolved that the city council hereby accepts the preliminary water budget and directs that the preliminary water budget be filed with the city clerk and city comptroller.
I'll move.
I'll second it.
Kathy, will you please call the roll?
Counselor Powers,
Yes.
Counselor Reish,
Yes.
yes, sir.
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Mayor Skelly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Kennedy,
Yes.
approved.
Our next item of business will be read by City Manager Stephen Jelly.
This resolution establishing a public hearing for the 2023 preliminary water budget of the city of Ogdensburg. Be it resolved that the Ogdensburg City Council hereby establishes a public hearing on the preliminary water budget of the city of Ogdensburg for 2023. Said public hearing to be held at 6 p.m. on October 11th, 2022 in the City Council Chambers, City Hall. And be it further resolved that the city clerk give notice of such public hearing by publication in the newspaper so designated for the publication of legal notices, at least 7 days before the hearing date of a notice set forth the time and place in describing the proposed resolution in summary form.
I'll move that.
I'll second it.
Kathy, would you please call the roll?
Counselor Reese,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Mayor Skelly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Kennedy,
Yes.
Counselor Powers,
Yes.
approved.
Our next item of business will be read by City Manager Steve Jelly or Angela Gray.
This resolution is to accept the 2023 preliminary sewer budget, whereas required by the city charter, the city manager has submitted a preliminary sewer budget for the fiscal year 2023 to the city council on or before November 1st, 2022. Now therefore be it resolved that the city council hereby accepts the preliminary sewer budget and directs that the preliminary sewer budget be filed with the city clerk and the city comptroller.
I'll move that.
I'll second it.
Kathy, would you please call the roll?
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Mayor Skelly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Kennedy,
Yes.
Counselor Powers,
Yes.
Counselor Reese,
Yes.
approved.
Our next item of business will be read by Angela Gray.
Resolution establishing a public hearing for the 2023 preliminary sewer budget of the city of Ogdensburg. Be it resolved that the Ogdensburg City Council hereby establishes a public hearing on the preliminary sewer budget of the city of Ogdensburg for 2023. Said public hearing to be held at 6 p.m. on October 11th, 2022 in the City Council Chambers, City Hall. And be it further resolved that the city clerk give notice of such public hearing by publication in the newspaper so designated for the publication of legal notices, at least 7 days before the hearing date of a notice setting forth the time and place in describing the proposed resolution in summary form.
I'll move that.
I'll second it.
Kathy, would you please call the roll?
Mayor Skelly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Kennedy,
Yes.
Counselor Powers,
Yes.
Counselor Reese,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
approved.
And that brings us to old business. At this time, I will make a motion to amend the agenda for the special meeting on October 3rd, 2022, and add an executive session to discuss the medical, financial credit, or employment history of a particular person or corporation, or matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, dismissal, or removal of a particular person.
I'll second it.
Mayor, if I might, for council's information, the reason we're asking to modify and add this is we've received a decent amount of applications for the city manager position, and I want to be able to present those to council that evening for initial review. Excuse me. So that's the purpose of that.
Thank you.
Why are we putting it before old business?
It's a modification, Councilor Powers. We already approved the agenda for the October 3rd meeting, so we're just modifying to add that to that special agenda so we can do that executive session on the October 3rd.
Okay, Kathy, would you please call the roll?
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Kennedy,
Yes.
Counselor Powers,
Yes.
Counselor Reese,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Mayor Skelly,
Yes.
approved.
And now we will continue with City Manager Stephen Jelly.
Mayor, an update to the ARPA individual assistance process to date, and you've got it in your packet, but to date, for all the record, we've approved 29 projects for a total of $124,000. We've got several more in the queue, working on getting those processed and through now. So our program is going well. I'd say the only slowdown we're obviously seeing is there's a small amount of contractors to do the significant amount of furnace and electrical work that is out there. But all in all, I think the project is moving now. The approvals are flowing and the work is getting done.
Is there anything else, Steve?
Pending any questions from council on ARPA.
No, I'm happy for it. I'm happy that we're able to help out residents with important issues they have with heating and other problems. Any other updates?
On the FOIL process, just for council, 142 FOILs to date have been received by the city clerk's office. Kathy's doing an excellent job. Brittany's organized these as they come in. Kathy and the staff are processing them. I think most of these we're getting out within 30 days. There are a handful of significant data request FOILs that have come in that really require weeks of work. Those are the only ones I think that we're in excess of 30 days on. But again, it is a significant workload increase from what we've seen in past years.
Anyone else have any old business? Any new business? Items for discussion. And that brings us to items for discussion. We will begin with City Manager Steve Jelly.
Yeah, just quickly on the resolution submitted by Councilor Reach. I think we just wanted to have some discussion tonight about what exactly council wanted in there. I thought last meeting when we discussed this, we were looking at including all the properties that have been abandoned or blighted. I think that maybe Councilor Reach's idea is to list all of them. I just want to make sure that we're including the data that needs to be sent out. I think there was some confusion about a map. I don't have a map that was given to me, but we will create one with all the state properties off our GIS system and include that with the resolution. So there'll be a professional data map that goes with that. But I just want to make sure that we have council's intent of what it is that we're listing to make sure our strategy starts out good with this process.
Yeah, I'd make a motion to move the amended resolution here. Would you like me to read it, or do you all have a copy?
Sure.
Sure.
Second it.
Okay. No, I just think it's, I was astounded. I was surprised. I mean, everybody knew that the state owned a lot of property in Ogdensburg. I thought it was 25%. My research indicated that it's probably more than 30%. I'm sure I missed some properties. And the assessed value of these holdings, and yeah, it does include some infrastructure in that, is $200 million. And the state's the single largest tax exempt landholder. And I think we're a very unique community in that regard. I don't think anybody else has a claim to fame where 30% of the land mass of your community is owned by the state of New York, and it hampers our ability to fund our local government, our public safety in particular. And on top of that, they own 50%, more than 50% of the St. Lawrence River waterfront when you do that map up. And, I'm not looking for $8.2 million in, compensation for that. I mean, I think it's something that's negotiated, I'm sure some of that figure includes infrastructure, but the point of it is, that's the value of it. And, you know, they're making payments to other communities. I specifically cite Albany with a $22 million annual pilot payment for state property in the city of Albany. How are we any different? And I'm sure that, you know, 30% of their land mass isn't owned by the state. So the resolution requests that Senator Ritchie and Assemblyman Walczyk at this particular point in time introduce legislation to gain approval and funding for pilot payments from the state of New York to the city of Ogdensburg, and that they'll be earmarked for public safety and other governmental functions. And I guess it's been amended here to, you know, to go to the governor, the senator, the assemblyman, the Senate Majority Leader, the Assembly Speaker, the Comptroller, the New York State Prison Redevelopment Commission. I mean, they should really look at this as part of their plans for the closed Ogdensburg Correctional Facility. They just compounded the problem because you've taken the jobs away without any benefit, and you retain the property, which is true of the psych center. And so many of those blighted buildings down there, and they become blights, and there's no longer any benefit, and they shouldn't be tax exempt. And we've also amended it to, I think Mike Powers mentioned, you know, going to the Office of Mental Health, the Department of Corrections and Community Service, and to both the police union and the Firefighters Association. I mean, they have an interest in this as well. So I would like to move and vote on that.
We have a second. Kathy, would you please call the roll?
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Kennedy,
Yes.
Counselor Powers,
Yes.
Counselor Reese,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Mayor Skelly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
approved.
Since this started, you know, Senator Ritchie thought it was a great idea, and I think she's instructed people to do a draft. So at some point we should have a draft of a bill that would be introduced, and we can all review it. And I talked with superintendent of schools, and he was intrigued by it as well, and he wants to help us out, and they want to pass a resolution as well along the same lines.
There was one in the state legislature before. I think it was introduced by Griffo. He's got some property or some territory down there. I think it was Rome. That was in
It
a
is
similar.
Rome.
And unfortunately, it never got out of committee, I don't think, at the state level. But you know what? There's nothing wrong with asking. Here we are, Ogdensburg, and I fully support this. Can't hurt. So I'd like to see the school district come up with their own resolution similar. And if nothing else, hopefully it'll spark a little conversation, and maybe we can get something.
Yeah.
You know, so good.
Thank you.
What about looking to obtain some support from the county?
Yeah, I've had some preliminary discussions, and yeah, I'll continue that. But certainly their support would go a long way.
Happy to help in any way, John.
Okay, thanks.
And this brings us to citizen participation. At this time, anyone attend in person would like to come down to the podium. A few minutes.
Yes, John, I'd like to commend Councilor Reese for coming up with this resolution. I know you've mentioned tonight the county school might not be a bad idea to form a little task force. And you know, I keep saying it here. I know it goes on deaf ears. Okay, but we don't go to Albany enough. We don't go pounding on the doors in Albany. Yes, we're going through our representatives, which is great. But I think this administration has to go to Albany. And we can sit here and criticize the state people all they want. But until we get down there, until they know who they're talking to. And but I just think the task force might might have some cult going in there. It has in the past in the city of Ogdensburg on different issues. And this is a great idea. And if we don't take this one by the horns and really go after it hard, okay, you got nobody to blame but yourselves.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. And yeah, we definitely do need to go to Albany. And
Just what we talked about
Yeah.
today.
yeah, and we may need to, well, we'll see how things go with the search that we're doing now, but we may need to put some money toward it in terms of a lobbying effort, if you think that's a good idea.
Anyone remotely want to come on?
I do not see any hands raised.
I will make a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss the medical, financial, credit, or employment history of a particular person, corporation, or matters leading to the appointment, employment, promotion, demotion, discipline, suspension, removal of a particular person or corporation. Kathy, would you please call the roll?
Counselor Kennedy,
Yes.
Counselor Powers,
Yes.
Counselor Reese,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Mayor Skelly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
approved.
Yeah, we're coming back.
Mayor, if I may, I would just like to remind those who are attending remotely that they will physically need to leave the room that they're in because the feed stays live.
Is there anything coming out of this executive session or no? Sorry, I couldn't hear.
Yeah, there could be, Counselor Kennedy. Not 100% sure, but there could be. Kathy, if you go in the conference room and call my cell, and then I will patch in Counselor Kennedy and Counselor Powers, so we're all on one line.
Yes, sir. They were with the agenda.
I'll get it.
They were with the last meeting and.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she said she only had. I feel like she'll be. I feel optimistic about it. Oh, I've crossed it out. We're down to Allen's. I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. Don't know. They just amended, so I totally got it. He's required, which I thought was strange. It's like, I would just, oh, well, that's the amendment. And then, well, that's his power. But we were not here, so I went with these amended. You did see my little, like, very they are, it's like, yes. I know, I looked at my books. He probably. Counselor Ray? Thank you.
Is that okay?
Yes.
They back.
I do see all three of them there.
Okay. Let the record reflect that upon returning from executive session, all members of council are still present. Does someone wish to introduce the resolution discussed in the executive session?
I'll introduce one of the resolutions. Resolution provisionally appointing Kenneth Stahl as fire chief. Whereas a vacancy in the position of fire chief initially occurred on January 21st, 2020 due to a retirement. And whereas Kenneth Stahl was appointed acting fire chief on June 20th, 2022, and meets the civil service requirements to be provisionally appointed to the position of fire chief. Now therefore be it resolved that the Ogdensburg City Council hereby approves the provisional appointment of Kenneth Stahl to the position of fire chief effective September 26, 2022.
I'll second that.
Kathy, would you call the roll, please?
Counselor Powers,
Yes.
Counselor Reish,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Mayor Skelly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Kennedy,
Yes.
approved.
John's going to read the other.
This is a resolution to approve an amended employment buyout agreement and release between the city of Ogdensburg, New York and Stephen P. Jelly. Whereas City Attorney Scott Goldie has prepared an amended employment buyout agreement and release between the city of Ogdensburg and Stephen Jelly as requested, and whereas Stephen P. Jelly intends to resign from the position of city manager effective November 4th, 2022. And whereas City Council intends to accept the amended resignation of Stephen P. Jelly, now therefore be it resolved that the City Council hereby approves an amended employment buyout agreement and release between the City of Ogdensburg, New York and Stephen P. Jelly. I so move.
Second it.
A quick question. Do we, other than the resolution and the workup, do we actually need a letter of resignation, or is that deemed a letter of resignation?
It's attached.
Okay,
Counselor Powers, you didn't have a hard copy, but it is attached, sir.
thank you.
Would you please call the roll, Kathy?
Counselor Powers,
Yes.
Counselor Scamperly,
Yes.
Mayor Skelly,
Yes.
Counselor Dilaba,
Yes.
Counselor Fisher,
Yes.
Counselor Kennedy,
Yes.
I apologize, Counselor Reish. Yeah, I did.
Yes.
Thank you, I did. Thank you, approved.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Adjourn.
Thank you, sir.